Hello and welcome back. Thanks for joining me on another Friday drawing chat session. I'm Nado from Paper Flow Designs, and as you saw, we're going to be drawing this little candy heart. I'll show you how you can make that in Inkscape as we do. This is going to be on the short end, I'm hoping, because last time I had a drawing session, it went on for, I think, close to an hour. I don't want to keep you that long. It's Friday. You got things to do. Just want to get in here, give you some information, show you something cool that you can make. Anyway, if you're joining me for the first time, hi, my name is Narwa, and I am a blogger and a digital illustrator over at Paper Flow Designs. If you are seeing me for the first time, don't know anything about this, welcome. If you are interested in knowing when I go live, you can find out by joining my VIP group over at Paperflow Designs. That's PAPERFLO Designs with an S on the end.com. And then you will be the first to know whenever I come on here live. You can join me. I talk about drawing digital designs in Inkscape, and also what you can do with those digital designs. So if you're a crafter and you have Cricut machine or a Silhouette machine, Glowforge, or any other kind of laser cutting machine, come join me. I give you like fun things that you can make with those machines and different ideas of things to do. All right, let's jump into the video. All right, this morning my connection was kind of wonky, shall I say. All right, we're going to start off with the Bezier pen tool. We're just going to freehand draw the heart. I feel like I am forgetting to mention something. Oh, some of the things that I use, I'm going to be using my Inkscape Ready, Set, Go shortcuts ebook. That is just an ebook that I put together that shows you all the shortcuts that I use in Inkscape. So whether you use a PC, a Mac, yeah, you can find all the keyboard and the mouse shortcuts in there. You can also find that over at paperflowdesigns.com. If you are new to Inkscape, don't worry. If the first time you're drawing out the heart using the Bezier pen tool, it might take you more than one try. I'm just going to be honest with you, because it's not like drawing on a pencil and drawing with a pencil and paper. It takes a little getting used to. So just, go ahead and practice it, try it out. Don't be too hard on yourself if it doesn't come out exactly like how you wanted it to at first. It's okay. You try out different things, come back to it. Maybe you need to take a break. Maybe you open it up and you're like, okay, why is it taking me, 25 minutes to draw a heart? It's okay if it's the first time. It's okay. And I'm also going to be sharing some little shortcuts with you along the way so that you're just not, completely overwhelmed. If you are joining me live, say hello. Even if you're watching me on the replay, say hello in the comments. I love to see your questions, your comments. If you have any ideas or tips to add, if you're like, I wouldn't have done it that way, I don't mind that either. Right, so this is just our heart that we've drawn using the Bezier pen tool. The color is not going to stay this color. I am going to change the color by using the color palette, which I've made already, because this is part of a 3-step series, and I've made a color palette, and I'm going to import that color palette so that I can easily change the colors so everything just flows together. All right, so I'm just importing that. Hello, Stephanie. Thank you for joining me. Are you new to Inkscape? Have you made any of your own designs? Let me know. And have you made anything for Valentine's Day? Right, so I am just looking in my files for, I like to keep everything classified like the same. So all my little Draw Me sessions, I'll name them the same thing. That way it's easy for me to find. So that's a little tip for you when you start drawing like lots and lots and lots of designs. Figure out like an easy naming system for your files. So it'll just be easier for you when you're going to look for them. Because if you just get started, let's say like, this year or today, you're thinking, oh, I'll just call it, whatever, like Bloom 83 or whatever. But is Bloom 83 going to help you find that file like 3 years down the line? And you're like, okay, where was that file? That design that I drew, it was something for Valentine's Day. I think you're not going to remember. I'm telling you this because I remember in the beginning when I started, I was like just naming things, whatever. Sometimes it would just be like, 183 6 slash something. And I'm like, what does that mean? That doesn't help me. So start out naming your files something that you can easily find when you go back to it. All right, so I've just imported the color palette that I've made. Someone suggested to me that you guys would want to see how I make my color palette. So I am working on a video to show you how to make a color palette in Inkscape. Um, just because, as I mentioned before, it's easier. I think it's easier when you're making like several designs and you want them to go together, like it's part of like a bundle or a set. If you make your color palette before you get started, and that way everything in that set is going to flow together. It's going to match because you're only using the colors that are in your color palette. It was also another thing that I learned the hard way, and that was when I was doing an illustration, book. I did a kids book, and I was doing illustrations for that, and I just like was picking whatever colors struck my fancy. And like midway through that, I realized that was not a good idea. So you live and you learn. All right, so the color that I had on here, I think it was just like the color that I last used on the canvas, but I am going to change that to that pink color in the color palette. And I know you're thinking maybe like Valentine's Day is like just around the corner, like this is a little late. But this is like a really easy design to make, especially if you are, maybe giving it to someone who lives near you, lives with you, not that far away, so you don't have to worry about like shipping times or anything like that. This would be cute to put, on a shirt for someone, on like if you're offering them candy. I remember when I was little, like in schools, we used to have um, Valentine cards that they used to give out. Like everyone, you go buy a pack of Valentine cards, and like your mom and dad would help you write out the names of everybody in your class, and like you put candy with it. I don't know if the kids are still doing that because over here, since I live in France, it's a holiday when it's Valentine's Day. So the kids are never in school during Valentine's Day over here. So I have no idea if people actually like, in schools they do stuff for Valentine's Day like after. I don't think so because they never told me to bring anything. I just know they have Carnival afterwards. All right, so change the color to the pink color from the color palette. And speaking of Valentine's Day, I remember last year I wanted to like send people stuff because it was like everything that was going on, pandemic and stuff. I'm like, let me send out some Valentine's Day packages. So I sent out like candy and stuff to my brother, to my sister, to my cousin, and their kids. And it took forever to get there. I had underestimated how long it would take. So that's why I like digital things. When you're making digital things, you don't have to worry about how long it's going to take for the person to receive it. Granted, you have like, their correct email address and stuff. I'm just looking down here at my notes because in case my video gets stuck. Right. Right, this is a design that usually, I think when I did it the first time, it really took me like less than 10 minutes to make it. I'm just realizing that when I come on here and do the lives, sometimes the video is like too much tech for it to be live and a video in a video at the same time. So sometimes I gotta tweak things around because I end up with little technical issues. But that's okay. Like I always say, one monkey don't stop the show. All right, so we're back with the Bezier pen tool. We're drawing the shadow that's going to go behind the pink heart. And this is going to give it that 3D effect. So if you don't know the Bezier pen tool, you'll see on the left-hand side of the screen, it's the one that's highlighted in gray. It's kind of thin the way that it shows up, but hopefully you can see that I'm drawing. And I'm not drawing the exact same heart shape. That is also another way that I could have done this, was to duplicate the first heart, but I didn't go with that. So I'm just drawing a shape, and it's not going to be the exact same shape of the heart because I just wanted to use it as a shadow. So it's okay that it doesn't have to be exactly the same. Let me know if you have plans for Valentine's Day coming up on Monday. It is like during the middle of the week, not the middle of the week, but the beginning of the work week, I wanted to say. All right, so that is going to be our shadow. It's in front right now. We're going to drop it behind the pink heart. I know it's probably early in the morning for anyone watching this live. For me, it's the afternoon. All right, so that heart, the red shadow is behind the pink heart. If you need to adjust the nodes, you just double click and you can adjust the nodes. Next thing is I'm just going to start writing out the text using the text tool. So you can see that on the left side of the screen as well. It's the one that says A, that's highlighted in gray. So you just click on that. It'll open up your text for you to write out. And I'm choosing to write out Be Mine. And it's showing up as the default font in Inkscape, but we can change that and I will show you how we're going to do that. So once you have written out what you want to write on there, I would say don't choose something that's going to be too long because you want it to fit inside the heart. And I just like the way that it looks in all caps. So I'm pretty sure like when we used to have Valentine candy in schools, it was like in all caps. I don't know, maybe it was different for you. Let me know. All right, so here I'm opening up the text and font menu. So this will show you all the fonts, yeah, all the font options that you have installed in your computer or in your laptop or whatever. So this is not something that's just specific to Inkscape. Anything that you've installed as a font in your computer, you'll see it come up here. So I'm just going to choose, what did I choose on here? Comic Sans. I like the way that looks. And then change the size so that it'll fit in there. If you're also interested in using like fonts that you don't have in Inkscape, it is possible to do that. I go further into detail in that in my course. I have a course called So Simple SVG Files that shows you how to make your own SVG files, how to save them, how to upload them to Cricut, how to install new fonts. All of that is covered in there. You can see me, I just keep looking down because I have like all of these post-it notes with my little notes so I don't get lost. Because like I said, it's not a complicated design to make, but it's just like when I'm on here live and then like talking and then like explaining the steps and trying to look at questions, it can get to be a lot that's going on at the same time. So I just have notes to try to keep me in check, try to keep me in line, so don't get too far off. All right, so you see that I've changed it to the Comic Sans font and then made it bold so I can change the size. And then I'm just going to hit the return key so that I can have the word mine be underneath B. I think that'll fit, and then center that. That'll fit better inside the heart. Excuse me. And yeah, and then what was I gonna say? Yeah, it'll fit better inside the heart. And it looks kind of like the candy ones. All right, so from here, I'm just gonna change the color using that red that's on the color palette. It's also the same red that's making the shadow, so the 3D part of it. When we do complete it, we're going to have 3 layers. You're going to have your text layer that you're going to convert to a path before you upload it to Cricut or anything. Then we're going to have the pink heart, and then we're going to have the red shadow. Right from here. All right, so change it to red, and then just click and drag the text over onto the middle part of the pink heart. And you have got your candy heart. So from here, you will just save it. Let's see. Yeah. So from here, you would just save it, upload it into Cricut if you're going to use it as a cut file, into Silhouette, same thing, and make whatever floats your boat on here. I think it will look cute on a card that you can give to someone, on like maybe like a little kid's T-shirt or like a little baby onesie. If this is like maybe first Valentine's Day for a little baby that or is in your family, or just like your neighbor and your friend, because I think right now is a time when people are feeling a little distance and maybe would appreciate having just a little something to say, hey, I was thinking about you, or you were on my mind, here's this little card that I made for you. What do you think? All right, I hope you like that. Like I said, this is going to be a short session this week. Thank you so much for joining me, and I will see you again next week. If you are interested in links for anything that we use for the ebook, the Shortcuts ebook, it's all down below. I have links for some Cricut accessories if you're interested in that. Anything that you're looking for, it's right down below. All right. Hope to see you again next week. Have a beautiful weekend and happy Valentine's Day in advance. Bye.